The sky above us appears vast, empty, and silent. But to those who watch it for a living, it tells a different story. In the carefully guarded corridors of military intelligence, there are files filled with reports that defy easy explanation. These are not tales from unknown sources, but sworn testimonies from the most credible witnesses imaginable, elite military pilots. They describe objects that move with impossible speed, perform maneuvers that defy the laws of physics, and operate with an intelligence that is clearly not our own. What happens when the guardians of our skies encounter something they were never trained to face? We are about to explore 5 of these official encounters, cases where the evidence is so compelling it forced governments to admit they are looking at something truly unidentified. Number 5. The Tehran UFO Incident, September 19, 1976. The night sky over Iran's capital is suddenly pierced by a brilliant, unidentifiable light. Multiple civilian calls flood the local Air Force base. An F-4 Phantom II jet is scrambled to investigate. As the pilot closes in, his instrumentation flickers and dies. His communications go silent. He disengages, and as he retreats, his systems inexplicably return to normal. A second F-4 is dispatched. This pilot locks his weapons system onto the object, but before he can act, a smaller object detaches from the primary craft and hurtles directly towards his cockpit. He attempts to fire a missile, but his control panel is dead. He executes a high-G dive to escape. The smaller object follows him for a moment, then calmly rejoins the mothership. The official report from the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency concludes that the encounter was a classic case with validated electromagnetic effects on 2 separate aircraft. The question remains, what technology could so precisely and selectively disable the most advanced military hardware of the time? Number 4. The Belgian UFO Wave. For 5 months, between 1989 and 1990, the skies over Belgium were host to a series of sightings that remain one of the most documented events in UFO history. Thousands of witnesses, including military and police officers, reported seeing large, silent, triangular craft moving slowly at low altitudes. On the night of March 30, 1990, NATO's radar stations detected these objects. 2 Belgian Air Force F-16s were sent to intercept. The pilots made visual contact and successfully achieved radar lock on their targets multiple times. Each time, the objects executed maneuvers that were impossible for any known aircraft, accelerating from 150 to over 1,000 miles per hour in seconds and changing altitude almost instantaneously. The Belgian military released their radar data, pilot testimonies, and photographs. Despite one of the most thorough investigations ever conducted, their final report offered no conventional explanation. The craft was solid, they were intelligently controlled, and they were not ours. Number 3. The Rendlesham Forest Incident. December 1980, near 2 U.S. Air Force bases in the United Kingdom, RAF Bentwaters and RAF Woodbridge, strange lights descend into the nearby Rendlesham Forest. Security patrolmen are sent to investigate what they assume is a downed aircraft. Instead, they find a glowing, metallic object of unknown origin hovering in a clearing. As they approach, the object moves through the trees and vanishes at incredible speed. 2 nights later, it returns. This time, the deputy base commander, Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt, leads the patrol himself, recording his observations on a microcassette recorder. He describes beams of light scanning the forest floor and shining down into the weapons storage area. The U.S. Air Force initially dismissed the incident, but Holt's memo and tape became undeniable proof. Years later, it was confirmed that the weapons storage area contained nuclear ordnance. These objects were not just observing, they were showing a distinct interest in our most destructive capabilities. Number 2, the JEL Cargo Flight 1628 encounter, November 17, 1986. A Japan Airlines cargo plane is flying over Alaska when Captain Kenju Terauchi and his crew witnessed two small, brightly lit objects pacing their 747. Suddenly a third, far larger craft appears behind them, a mothership, which Terauchi described as being twice the size of an aircraft carrier. The object was so massive it appeared on both the plane's weather radar and on military ground radar. Air traffic controllers confirmed the unidentified radar signature. For nearly an hour, the objects shadowed the cargo plane across hundreds of miles of sky. Captain Terauchi, a veteran pilot with over 10,000 flight hours, gave a detailed report, even drawing sketches of the craft. Despite the overwhelming evidence from multiple radar systems and the testimony of an experienced crew, the official explanation labeled it as light from Venus and Mars. But radar does not track planets, and pilots know the difference between a celestial body and a craft flying in formation with their aircraft. Number 1. The Nimitz Carrier Strike Group Encounters, 2004. Off the coast of San Diego, the USS Nimitz, one of the most advanced carrier strike groups in the world, begins detecting strange objects on its state-of-the-art SPY-1 radar system. For 2 weeks, these anomalous aerial vehicles appear at 80,000 feet, then plummet to just above the ocean surface in less than a second, a maneuver that would generate G-forces fatal to any human pilot. Finally, Commander David Fravor and his wingman are diverted to intercept one. They see a smooth, white, tic-tac-shaped object, about 40 feet long, with no wings or visible propulsion, hovering erratically over a disturbance in the water. As Fravor descends to engage, the object mirrors his movement, then accelerates and vanishes. Seconds later, it reappears on the radar of a ship 60 miles away. The incident was captured on infrared video, declassified, and confirmed by the Pentagon. The pilots involved are unequivocal. What they saw was intelligently controlled technology, far superior to anything in the known world. These 5 events are not isolated anecdotes. They are part of a much larger and often hidden history. For decades, men and women in uniform have encountered phenomena that challenge our understanding of the universe and our place within it. Their reports, once buried in classified files, are now coming to light, painting a picture that is both unsettling and profound. The evidence does not suggest what these objects are or where they come from. It only confirms that they are here. The truth, it seems, doesn't always need to be found. Sometimes it just needs to be acknowledged. Thank you for watching. If you seek to understand the patterns hidden in the noise, be sure to subscribe for more.